today. Hopefully the stream doesn't bug out and freak out on us. We're back. I got to point it upwards a little bit for you guys to see the posters and whatnot in the background. Should move this way. Let's go like this here. Go like that there. Boom. Perfect. We're back. UFC Minnesota coming up. Dana White Tuesday Night Contender Series. We're going to be watching. We're going to be going over that while we sit here and talk with you guys. But Minnesota coming up is going to be a good card. We're supposed to have Lawler and Woodley on the card before that fell apart. And when that fell apart, now we see that we're going to have Lawler fight Kobe Covington next instead of Tyron Woodley. Dos Santos flatlines in one shot. I don't think it's going to be a one shot for Dos Santos. I think we'll get to that in a little bit, but I think Dos Santos is going to win a decision there. So there you go. I kind of gave away my prediction there for the Dos Santos fight. The first fight, starting from the bottom of the main card, would be Alonzo Mayfield, a Contender Series alum, and Paul Craig. Paul Craig 11-3 in MMA, 3-3 in the UFC. So all three of his losses within the UFC. 10 out of 11 of his wins are by submission. The other one is by a knockout. So he has no decision wins. He's beaten Henrique de Silva, Kennedy Neswachandu. We last fought. He lost to Jimmy Crute, Khalil Roundtree, and Tyson Pedro. Menifield, on the other hand, is 8-0. He won his Contender Series bout against Deshaun Boatwright last summer. He then knocked out Vinicius Moreira, who's fighting on the undercard, in his UFC debut in January. Did Craig lose to Sanchez? Craig lose to Sanchez. I don't think he lost to anybody named Sanchez. Look it up for us right now, though. I got no problem doing that. I don't know of anybody named Sanchez that he lost to. Let's see, Sanchez. No, he didn't even fight anybody named Sanchez, bro. We might be thinking of two different people. He didn't fight anybody named Sanchez. In that fight, I got the submission game of Paul Craig. I don't think Mayfield's going to be able to get to Craig before he's able to land a takedown and open up his submission game on the ground. So I got Paul Craig there, especially with the advantage and the experience. Drew Dober, Marco Polo Reyes. Dober's 20-9 in MMA, 6-5 in the UFC. His most recent fight was a submission loss to Beneil Dariush in March. His UFC wins over Frank Camacho, Josh Berkman, Scott Holtzman, Jamie Varner. 13 out of 20 of his wins are finishes. And now, who did Diego beat before goal? Diego Sanchez is a welterweight, man. Paul Craig is light heavy. I'll tell you right now who it was before. You're good. It's all good, bro. I'll tell you right now who Diego Sanchez fought before, because he's fought a couple times since Mickey Gall, I think. Diego. Yeah, Diego. Craig White, you're thinking of. He beat Craig White right before he beat Mickey Gall. And Mickey Gall was his last fight, so I was wrong about that. But, yeah, dude's name was Craig White that he beat right before Mickey Gall. Diego Sanchez. Yeah, he's got a fight coming up, too. Not this weekend, but next he fights Michael Chiesa at 2:30. Polo Reyes, 8-5 in MMA. 4-2 in the UFC, holds wins over Matt Frivola, Dong Hyun Ma, and the most recent fight was a KO loss to Damir Hadzvidik. Excuse me. In February, he also has a KO loss to James Vick in 2017. 6 out of 8 of his wins are by knockout. He has one submission win. Dober's a lot better on the ground, I think. Reyes standing up top. Dober 29 MMA, pro MMA fights. To Reyes is 13. I'm going to go Dober by decision. Worst comes worst, you don't know where to go, what to guess. You go with why is Kobe fighting Robbie instead of Usman? Usman's going to be out till November. Covington hasn't fought in God knows how long. he wanted to take a fight rather soon. Ariel actually asked him, why does he feel comfortable knowing that he was the next title challenger? Why does he feel comfortable taking this fight against Robbie Lawler? And he said something about he's got respect for Robbie and this and that. And Robbie he trained with Robbie back in the day, and Robbie knows, just like everybody else knows, that it's his division. He's next in the division, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. He put out some spiel that why he's such a tough guy and why he's taking the fight. But he's taking the fight because he needs money, man. And that money's not going to keep rolling in if you don't take a fight. If you keep waiting for this dude. Victor Reña's coming out right now. Let's see. His opponent is Miguel Baeza. Reina missed weight by 7 pounds. And Baeza wanted the chance so much to fight that he took this fight anyway, even though he missed weight by 7 pounds. I'm going to get one more prediction in before the fights start. Then we're going to start calling the Contender Series fights. But we got Vince Pichel versus Roosevelt Roberts. Robbie give Covington a better fight than RDA did. Yeah, Robbie. I think Robbie knocks Covington the fuck out. Man. I don't like Covington, dude. And if we want to take you want to take an educated guess at it, it's hard. It's because it's going to be whether Kobe can get the takedown or not. But I hope Robbie knocks him the fuck out. Vince Pichel, 11-2 MMA, 4-2 in the UFC. His only losses are Steve Khabibov in 2012, and his most recent one to Gregor Gillespie in June 1st of last year, which was also his last fight, so he's been fought in about a year. 8 out of 11 of his wins are by knockout or TKO, while Roberts is 8-0, 2-0 in the UFC after winning a rear naked choke on Dana White's Contender Series. He then won 2 fights, Daryl Horcher and Thomas Gifford. Most recently, 2 months ago, was Thomas Gifford. 7-8, 7 out of 8 of his fights ended with finish, 4 submissions, 3 knockouts. I'm going Roosevelt Roberts just because I've seen Roberts finish. I know he could definitely finish Vince Pichel. We haven't seen the year. Who knows what Vince Pichel is going to look like when he comes back? So I'm going to go Roosevelt Roberts knockout. We're going to go first round. Fight hasn't started yet, so we're going to go with this Anthony Rocco Martin versus Damian Maia. Rocco Martin currently 4-fight win streak right now, 16-4, 9 submissions, only 1 knockout, 6 decisions, of course. His 4-fight win streak includes Keita Nakamura, Ryan LaFleur, Jake Matthews, and Sergio Moraes. Maia was previously on a 3-fight losing streak before he submitted Layman Good in February. Layman Good was a very, very highly thought of upcoming striker. He lost to Damian Maia in February. The 3-fight losing streak was the tie round for the belt. Kobe Covington, Usman, all wrestlers who offsetted the whole jiu-jitsu ground game with him. 13 out of 26 of his wins are submission. Of course, we know he's a submission artist. Never been submitted in his life. Key wins over Masvidal, Condit, Matt Brown, Gunnar Nelson, Neil Magny, Ryan Flair, John Fitch, Kendall Grove, Chael Sonnen way back in the day. So Dame obviously a lot more has a way more experience. Definitely a better submission artist than Rocco Martin, who 9 of his 16 wins are by submission. So Rocco Martin also considers himself somewhat of a submission artist. Not that much younger, but still younger than Damian Maia. So maybe he thinks his youth is what's going to keep him in the fight submission-wise. I just don't see it happening. I see Damian Maia getting himself another submission win. 2 fights. That'd be 2 fights in a row for him. He'd be moving back towards the top of the welterweight division after getting knocked off by 3 wrestlers that are still at the top, mind you. Tyron Woodley still at the top of the division. Kobe Covington fighting Robbie Lawler for what could be a title, like the title of the fucking number 1 contender slot. Then you got who's that? Usman. Usman's the champion. Get this up just in case you guys start saying shit. Put that on for you right there. But yes, I think Robbie gives Covington a little bit more for his buck than RDA did. I was really I'm gonna call it the press. I was not happy with how RDA fought that fight against Covington. Maybe it just goes to show how good Covington really is. You never know. Rania's putting the pressure down, leg kicks. Rania taking this fight on 11-day notice, and it was supposed it's only a rumor, but they say that Rania was 30 pounds overweight when he took the fight at 11 days out. I think that's what they're aiming for, Greg. I think they're aiming that the winner of this fight, Robbie Lawler Covington, gets the next crack at it. Because I know that Robbie's on a however many fight win streak. You know, he's on his way up. They're looking to get him back in there, sure. Oh, my God. Beza just rocked Rania, dude, with a big right hand. Oh, ground and pound, ground and pound, ground and pound. Rania's trying to grab on for his life. Body punches. Oh, my God, that ground and pound. He's in his guard, though. How good is Rania's jiu-jitsu from his back? That was good, man. That was good. Shout out to Michael Bisping for calling this fight. On Saturday, he was in South Carolina calling a UFC event. Now he's in Las Vegas, 3 days later, covering the Dana White Tuesday Night Contender Series bout. Beza has his back right now. I don't know why my nose is itching so bad. He's going to sink in the rear naked. He's got it. Randy's going to tap. Came in 7 pounds overweight, and he's going to tap. Yeah, a minute and a half. He's not going to survive a minute and a half. He does got the elbow over his chin. Now it's more of a pressure lock. Oh, lets it go. He gets out of the rear naked choke. Imagine that. Imagine being 7 pounds. Is Dana a prick for not giving that one dude a contract? I mean, dude, to be honest, to be completely honest, that was a very good fight. Probably one of the most entertaining fights of that card. But, you know, I understand where Dana's coming from completely. You know, he has this Contender Series thing. He has you come around the world, he chooses different fighters. You come in, you want to show yourself. It's it's not like the Ultimate Fighter where if you win, you go to the next round. It's not like you're already in the UFC where if you just get yourself a decision, you're one step closer to the belt. No, this is that you don't work for them yet. You know what I mean? You are basically on a tryout for these guys. If I'm in a basketball tryout and we're doing a scrimmage and I drop 2 points, I don't expect the team to pick me up. You know what I mean? I need to drop fucking 20, 25. I need to be throwing behind the back passes and fucking dunking and shit like that. I don't need to be fucking doing like chest passes and stuff, just the basics. You don't need to do the basics in a tryout. You know what I mean? You need to be fucking flashy. You need to be getting the boss's attention in a tryout. That's exactly what all these guys are in. They're all in a tryout. They're all trying out to be in the UFC. And you got to do some crazy stuff, and he didn't. And I understand that it's a contradiction, though. Fight smart or risk getting your jaw. Yeah, I think his nose was already broken. That's why I side with him a little bit, the fighter, because dude's nose is already broken, man. He's got the fight won. Probably the most exciting fight that you've seen all night. There's only one more fight after his, or 2 more fights after his. His was definitely more exciting than the first one. He was just trying to get the takedown just to ride it out. I hear you. I'm all for it. As far as like a fighter standpoint, that's what you got to do. You don't want to keep getting punched in that nose and possibly have your nose fucked up for life and not be able to breathe out your nose ever again. So in that sense, yeah, it's kind of messed up for him. But in a Dana White sense, Dana White, and I use this. Now, if he would have got knocked out, they would have gave the other guy a contract. But that's the thing. You'd seen the fight right after that, the 2 women. Neither one was really exciting. Neither one really kind of looked better than the other one. They kind of just edge each other out. The one girl, Goldie, outpointed her, outstruck her and shit like that. But when that last 20-second bell rang, Hannah Goldie went insane, and she's throwing punches from every angle. She's throwing a million punches a minute. She's tackling her. She's trying to ground and pound. She's doing everything she can to look like she's trying to finish the fight. Because it's like when you go into a job interview, you got to look the part. You know what I mean? You don't got to necessarily have it all. You got to look the part. So what she did, she had a good mindset. She didn't get a contract either. She had a good mindset. She had, all right, I'm winning this fight. I'm gonna win. I need to do something to show that I'm willing, I'm worthy of being here. You know what I mean? So she just went all out. She made it look like she was going for the finish to the last bell, because that's what happened. When the last bell rang, she's still going crazy. She's still throwing her strikes a million miles an hour. You know, it just didn't work. She's 4-0. You know, she didn't have nearly enough talent as a Brandon Lochran, the guy that we're talking about. She didn't have nearly enough as much talent as he did, which is why she didn't get a contract. But that's what he's looking for. He's not looking for Brandon Lochran to take down with 10 seconds left to secure his win. He's looking for Lochran to point at the center like Max Holloway and fucking throw down. You know what I mean? In that last 10 seconds, you're winning this fight. You're doing great. You go balls to the walls in the last 10 seconds. That's what he wants in these guys. And I understand as like a moral point, like right or wrong, that's not right. You shouldn't like punish the guys for going for takedowns and shit like that. But as far as like what you're there to do in Dana White Tuesday Night Contender Series, that's what you got to do, man. You go balls out and you get knocked out, the other guy gets a contract, whatever. You know what I mean? You would have to hope that it would be mutual. You have to hope that it's not just you going crazy trying to get the win, that your partner, the person you're fighting, also would like to get a contract, so that person is also going to go balls out. Fighting's like a dance, man. You can't be outstepping your partner. It's as simple as that. He even said afterwards he was pissing blood and shit. The guy gave him some good kidney shots. It's tough, man. It's tough to see a fighter go through all that and put on such a great performance and not get a contract because he took a takedown. But, you know, I see both sides. And I guess that sucks. I guess devil advocate or whatever you want to call it. But I just definitely see it from both sides. I see it definitely from Dana's angle on what Dana wants to see out of these guys. And I also see it as a fighter that doesn't want to ruin his nose for the rest of his life, you know? Or his body for the rest of his life. He don't want to die. You know, I want to be the first person to die for MMA. You know? He's the first person to die. The first person to die in the UFC, I guess. Or something associated with the UFC, because this wouldn't even technically be the UFC. It's obvious to see where this guy's wearing his weight. His 7 extra pounds right around the bottom part of his belly, man. Renya has a total of, 32 total strikes, where Beza has a total of 26. Getting outstruck by 6 strikes, it says. But Beza doing more damage with that overhand right that he did in the first round. That almost put Renya away. And your beautiful punches to the body. Oh, beautiful overhand right from Beza. Superman punch followed by the roundhouse kick from Beza, both blocked. Straight 1-2 from Mania lands. Oh, big knee. Big knee almost put him away there. Reina's hurt. Got Beza pushed up against the cage. There's 13 seconds left, man. Separate. That could have won you the round. 10 seconds. Let's go. Stings a right hand in there. Oh, see, they're throwing. Oh, big knee to the body. And he survives the second round. He's telling him it's over. Beza's telling him it's over. They're going to come out for a third round. And now I just seen your question again. Now that I'm thinking about it, we have seen Dana give out more than his fair share of contracts in one contender series week. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't be surprised if they both went balls out, like crazy swinging Max Holloway style, and if it still went to decision, but in that last 10 seconds they both swung like crazy, I could see him giving both of those guys contracts, to be completely honest. Yeah, it needed a body. It was serious. Miguel Beza up 2-0 in everybody's eyes, including Michael Bisping. Rana comes out with the 1-2, misses the roundhouse. Oh, lands a right hand. Oh, lands a left hand there, Beza. Don't be getting caught, man. This third round, you're up 2-0. Volume's definitely going to Rana here early. Ooh, big right hand from Rana lands. Flush to the nose of Miguel Beza. Ooh, jab. Putting a stiff jab, and there's Rana. Rana just stabbing that jab in there. Overhand right from Rana. Hey, man, if this goes this way, it's 2-1, definitely. Rana's definitely got this round. He's rocking him. But Beza's such a tough guy, dude. He's not letting it affect him whatsoever. He's busting him up. Beza's nose looks to be bleeding. Possibly mean it's broken. He keeps getting popped up by that jab, dude. Bad. Gotta get that jab offline, dude. He's getting his head snapped back by every jab he throws. Body kick lands from Rana. Ooh. Welcome to the Apex, Michael. Oh, jeez. Rana's throwing a double right hook. Double lead hook because he's standing southpaw. So he double lead hook. He's throwing. It's landing every time. Landing hard enough to where you could hear it. Big elbow from Rana. I'm throwing an Inye in there. Maybe it's just Rana. Like these guys are saying. Maybe I'm wrong. Knee to the body from Beza. Significant strikes, 25-12 by way of Rena. In the third round, that is. Gonna go for a takedown, doesn't get it. Knees to the body. Minute left. Excuse me. Rena's still going for that takedown with 50 seconds left. It's like he learned nothing from Brandon Lagran. Beza looking to secure up a choke, a front choke. Gets out of it. Now Rena's on top. Delivering some ground and pound. Yeah, if somehow Reina gets a decision, I don't see any reason why Dana would want to sign him. But, I mean, Beza from the bottom is throwing up triangle chokes. He's throwing up front chokes. Dude is trying everything he can to put this fight away. He has a triangle choke. 10 seconds, he don't got enough time. But see, that's what I'm saying. Miguel Beza tried until the last second, which was not the same for Renia. Renia was not attempting to finish the fight with the last second to go. You could obviously tell that he was trying to take him down, trying to wear him down, win the round for some fucking odd reason. What can you say? I guess that's how it happens, huh? Oh, shit. I'm lucky this stream is working good for me because my fucking boy Rips has got he's playing this shit. Let me get this here so I can share it. Very good fight, I must say. Definitely got to give it to Baeza, but if we see any other finishes for the rest of this fight card, I mean, does that stun him from getting a contract because he went to decision, he didn't finish? You know? Who knows? Let's see.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score this bout 29-28 for your winner by unanimous decision, Miguel Baeza.
29-28 to Baeza.
As he wins at 29-28 across the board over Victor Reina. A great 3 rounds between these two. And Michael, I think worth mentioning, Victor Reina on top, raining down elbows in the final seconds.
Yeah, that was good. It was a really good fight.
They were not kind of content to sit where they were through the end of
He's going to go talk to Senko in the back. News to some people. Todd Duffy is back. Fighting God, no, Jeff Hughes. But he's back. He'll be fighting in Vancouver. I don't know when Vancouver is. September 14th, Vancouver is. Go over to Sharon Nikita Krylov's on that same card, so. He shakes everyone's hand. He definitely looks upset that he didn't get the finish. It's a great fight, man. I hate when people are disappointed in their performances and stuff like that just because they're there, but those are people that get it, man. Those people that understand what they're there for. 2 more fights left for the Minnesota card. Benavidez Formiga will be a rematch. One of his Formiga's losses comes to Joey Ben. Benavidez 27-5, 16 out of 27 of his wins are by finishes. He's never been submitted, only knocked out once. And that was to Demetrius Johnson. After his loss to Demetrius Johnson, he's on a 6-fight win streak. After that, he lost to Sergio Pettis. Then since then, he's beat Alex Perez and Dustin Ortiz. The only men to beat him are Demetrius Johnson and Henry Cejudo. Sorry, he didn't lose to Henry Cejudo. He is the only other man other than Demetrius Johnson to defeat Henry Cejudo. There we go. For Omega, 23-5, 4 out of 5 of his losses in the UFC. Borg, Cejudo, Benavidez 2013, and John Dodson. 10 submission wins, so he's submission guys. 0 times has he been submitted. Currently on a 4-fight winning streak that includes Ben Nugent, Sergio Pettis, and Figueiredo. So the smarter pick would be Formiga getting into the ground, working the submission game, getting a submission. But I'm going to go bias. I'm going to go wanting to see the knockout. I'm going to go Joey Ben by knockout. Just got confidence in Joey Benavidez. We had an 8-3 type of week last week, so I feel like we can afford some losses off of some fucking bias shit. Which brings us to another bias pick, Francis Ngannou versus Junior Dos Santos. Obviously, the power of Ngannou versus the all-around boxing of Junior Dos Santos. 100% finish rate for Richie Santiago going against Miles Johns coming up next in the Contender Series. Ngannou 5-0 before he burst onto the scene with a knockout of Overeem that made him 6-0. He then got a title shot against Stipe, lost that one, lost the next fight to Derek Lewis, and possibly one of the most boring fights we've ever seen. So that make him 6-2. Since then, he has knocked out Curtis Blades and Cain Velasquez, making him 8-2 in the UFC. All of his wins are finishes. He's never been finished, submitted or knocked out. Never been in his life. Junior Dos Santos is a former heavyweight champion on a 3-fight winning streak right now over Vladimir Ivanov, Tai Tuivasa, and Derek Lewis in March. 15-21. 15 out of 21 of his wins are by knockout. Only been knocked out 3 times. 21-5 MMA record. So a lot more experience with Joe Santos. He's got more knockouts on his belt than Ngannou does fights. So, I'm just going with the boxer. I like the boxer there. Ngannou's got a lot of power. A lot of his power comes from boxing. He doesn't throw a lot of kicks. Yet, I still think that Dos Santos has a little bit of the upper hand there as far as getting in and out, able to use his head movement to get around things. Oh, who's this?
My fighting style is definitely, wrestling based, but I'm not afraid to bang. I'm not afraid to go out there and throw. Love to throw kicks. Love to throw big punches.
Junior Dos Santos. So we'll go over the picks for the main card. We're going to go Dos Santos, Benavidez, Maia, Roberts, Dober, and Craig for the main card. The card actually has a lot of talent there. Ricardo Ramos was supposed to fight Sergio Pettis. He dropped out for injury. He's now fighting Journey Newsom. Eric Andrews on the card fighting Vinicius Mireya, who we talked about a little earlier. Jared Gordon, a good friend of the barbecue pit. Always will pick Jared Gordon. I hope he does amazing in that fight. We'll fight Dan Moret. Emily Whitmire versus Amanda Rebus. And Maurice Green versus Junior Albini. So a bunch of great fights we got coming up this weekend. Can't wait to enjoy them. We just see Miguel Beza fight Victor Reyna. We will now see Richie Santiago fight Miles Johns. Santiago 7-1 out of Milford, Massachusetts. He's fought for CES for the most of his career. while Miles Johns is 8-0 out of Dallas, Texas, and fought at a LFA for the majority of his career. So we're seeing LFA versus CES, who will get into the UFC, who will go back to their respective promotion. Let's write something here.
And first to make the walk is the undefeated Miles Johns out of Fortis MMA in Texas. He was
We got undefeated versus 1 loss. Let's see what happens here. Miles Johns looking very serious to come out to. Very, very serious.
Striking. But he's also no slouch on the ground either. And he's got a high fight as well.
Former state champion, high school wrestler in Kansas. He wrestled in college at Newman University, fell in love with MMA and went that side. So you heard Sean Shelby, he's a well-rounded mixed martial artist.
Jared Scoggins just posted on Facebook just now that he has fight news. I'm excited to see what the fight news is for him. Oh, it's silent as everything in there, man. That thing sounds like you're in Japan fighting in there. You don't hear nothing.
Massachusetts, opened a gym, he got himself involved. My old mate, Jorge Rivera. We had some good history back in the day. But that aside, this guy, Richie Santiago, I'm telling you, he's a lot of fun to watch. Right on the opening belly, goes forward. I don't know how many shots he throws a minute, but it's a lot. Trust me, he throws everything but the kitchen sink. But when it gets down to the floor, this guy...
100% finish rate for Richie Santiago. 6 wins by submission. 4 of his finishes are in the first round. Santiago puts it down, man. Miami, for all the basketball fans out, Miami Heat secures a meeting with Jimmy Butler. Another strong suitor to land Jimmy Butler is the Houston Rockets. Basketball is going to get crazy next year, man. Santiago 26, Miles Johns 25. Both 5'7", 135 and a half. Santiago to 1-inch reach advantage, so pretty close all together. The two men. Here we go. Both men take the center of the big left counter hand from Richie Santiago. Right off the bat. Leg kick from Santiago. He keeps landing that counter left. Now John's throwing power though. Oh, he's got him back against the cage. He's throwing power. Santiago's a wrestler, man. I wouldn't be grappling with him. Miles John's in the clinch with Santiago up against the cage. You can definitely tell Miles John's a very, very strong guy. These guys are 135, I believe, but Miles Johns reminds you a lot of Jose Aldo with his stature. Kick to the groin to Miles John. Fight is stopped briefly. Was it or was it an eye poke? Was an eye poke. Yeah, the kick landed on the body. I thought the kick might have been a little low, but it was an eye poke, not a kick. Doctor will examine him, make sure that he is okay, and can continue to fight. And he is good. Takes a second. and he will be back to action. You guys can see we have the poster up, the Korean Zombie, and Ato Marcano from Greenville. We were out there, got the poster. Always love to get memorabilia and stuff from when we're out at these events. Oh, Miles Johnson, a big 1-2 to start and gets it again. That right hand is landing every time. It's kind of just like a looping right hand. Oh, and he just keeps landing. He's landing it so hard that Reggie Santiago is actually turning away when he lands that right hand. Excuse me. Inside leg kick from Santiago. Miles Johnson just keeps landing that right. Sticks the jab out, touches him with the jab, and then stings that right hand in there, whether it's a cross or a hook or how he's throwing it with so many different kind of angles. He's landing it every time. Oh, gets a takedown now. Gets a takedown. Santiago looked to hem up a guillotine choke. Miles Johnson out of that very quickly. John's giving him elbows from the top, covering up his airway. Santiago looks to be trying to throw up some kind of a triangle choke. Miles John's base is up. Pushes him away from the choke, giving him ground and pound up against the cage now. Oh, and John's those big right hands as they both get up. You like to see the fire. You definitely like to see the want to go and finish the fight. It's just, I don't think at his size or whatever the case is, I don't think he has the power to put him out. He's really got to catch this guy, man. Big right hand misses on the break there. Gotta turn his fan on, man. It's getting hot out here. In the deep south, gets hot. John's another overhand right. A reversal from Santiago, a little bit of a scramble. Now Miles Johns gets control, has him in some type of a side control here. Oh, it's that's a weird choke. He's not going to get it though. Santiago scrambles, gets out of it. Throwing an attack from the bottom. It's never good. It's another snooze fest, man. Hopefully they come out in the second round and actually want to win a contract. We'll see. First round's in the books. Gotta definitely give that one to Miles Johns. 100%. Santiago looking for I guess somewhat of a new game plan here. Those right hands were definitely hurting Santiago. You could tell on his face. But he's a tough motherfucker, dude. He won't go down.
Saturday, the Octagon heads to Minneapolis, Minnesota. The North Star State main event is the deadliest knockout artist on the planet, Francis Ngannou, against former heavyweight champion Junior Dos Santos. It's a UFC Fight Night on ESPN. The main card begins at 9 Eastern. It's on ESPN as well.
Here we go for the second round. Santiago taking a little bit more of the center there in the second round. That overhand right from Johns is just staying in him now. It's going to knock his toupee off, dude. Oh, Johns rocks him with a straight right. I knew if we kept seeing that right sneak in there, it was going to only be a matter of time, man. John's really looking for the Darce choke hard. Oh, and Ham's up. Oh, my God, dude. This guy's got some power in him, man. Santiago crazy with the wrestling scrambles, but good Lord, is Miles Jones got some power in him, man. As far as takedown power, as far as trying to hem up that choke, dude. You seen him put the choke in and then fucking rip at that shit, man. Almost ripped Santiago's neck off, man. Great top control from Johns. Santiago's great in the wrestling scrambles, but he's just not – he doesn't have a way to keep Johns off top of him. Johns is 3 for 3 on his takedown attempts. Oh, man, is he going for the standing guillotine? Nope. Guillotine's on. Now you're on bottom. Now you're on the bottom of a wrestler, Miles Johns. That was not good. Oh, and he reverses. Santiago looking to take the back. Doesn't look like he's going to get it. Looks like Miles Johns going to sneak out. Santiago has a hook in. He's putting the pressure on top of Johns' back here. Johns has got a shake off the top. Reach back, pull that right leg out. Santiago catches the ankle, which brings them both to the floor. John's throwing elbows from the top. He is now in half guard, looking to. Are we looking at a Von Flute? No. No, only person that can do that's OSP. Santiago realizing he's not where he needs to be if he wants to win this fight. Striking from the bottom isn't going to do it either, bud. Nope. Thought he was going to throw up a triangle choke there. Can't get that in either. John's throwing mean elbows from the top, dude. Just going to be like one of those controlling wrestling type of fights, man. He's going to control him the entire time. Give him ground and pound from the top, and then 3 rounds later, he's got the win. But, I mean, does that get you a contract in these things? Ex Brandon Logran, I don't think it does, man. Don't think it does. Miles John's trapping that left arm now. Traps that left arm to try to give himself a little bit of an advantage. But when he traps that left arm, Santiago just traps John's right arm on the opposite side. So it's basically like they're just fighting one arm against one arm to defend, one arm to punch. No point in that. 33 seconds left, though, and we're just seeing this guy, Miles Johns, from the top. He's looked impressive twice now with the repeated right overhand and then the right overhand that dropped Santiago early in the second round here. Definitely up 2-0. He's got to ask, what are these guys thinking as far as Contender Series, man? This is like he's got him in a crucifix with like 10 seconds left. Can't finish it. Can't finish it. Third round, here we come. Looking like 2-0 Miles Johns for sure. But no finish. No sign of anybody slowing down. Santiago definitely can't withstand the top pressure of Miles Johns. So, I mean, for Miles Johns, you just want to coast to a win. You come in, you get the takedown, you hold him down for the rest of this third round. If you want to get you a fucking contract, you try to put him out with that right hand that you are killing him with. He's beating him standing up. I don't know why he keeps going for the takedown. He's not finishing. He's not in any position to finish. Just keep hitting him with that right hand and see what happens, man. Boom, boom, right on the ear. It was right on the ear, the one that caught him to drop him. I think it was this weekend we seen a chick get 3 10-8 rounds. Don't ask me what fight it was, but I think they put him 3 10-8 rounds. It's pretty crazy. Oh, big right. I wasn't paying attention. Catching him with the knees now up against the cage. Oh, and a big knee as fucking Santiago was going for the takedown. Santiago defending extremely well, weathering the storm. 40 seconds into the third round, and Miles Johns looking to get another choke. Oh, gets reversed. Santiago has his back now. Miles Johns gets up, has Santiago pressed up against the cage. Knees to the head from Santiago. Santiago's getting desperate, man. He's got Miles Johns has a takedown. He's got him in a clinch where Santiago's not been able to stop this entire time. Change that. That's such fucked up shit. We just get used to DWTNCS fucking hashtag and they change it to DWCS, Contender Series. As if they're going to change from Tuesdays. If they change this from Tuesdays, they're assholes. This shit worked out perfectly with our prediction videos. Assholes if they change from Tuesdays. Big uppercut lands for Miles Johns, who is obviously tired. Lands a Superman punch as Santiago misses a spinning back fist. Johns gets another takedown. Santiago going for the guillotine. Reverses him and is now in top mount on Miles Johns, who will go to grab a single leg, hops Santiago right off of him, pulls the single under, and now all he has to do is base his body upwards, pull the leg downwards at the same time, and he will come up more than likely in the full guard position. Santiago doing a great job reaching between the legs, holding himself in that stalemate position, but that's all he's doing is holding himself in a stalemate position. Oh, and the ref lets him up. I like it. The ref says one of you guys needs a contract. I know it, so fucking get up. 2 minutes left. Santiago swinging his ass off. John's stinging that fucking jab in there. John's obviously tired. Santiago tired. Santiago still giving it all he's got. John's know he has the win, so he's not doing the Max Holloway thing. Santiago lands a right hand. Gets caught with a jab again. Oh, big right from Johns. Fucking could have telegraphed that from Mars, dude. He wound up on that so hard. Now he's going to go for that front choke again. Elbows from the top from Miles Johns. Damn, it sucks, bro. Is nobody going to get a contract? Or maybe somebody get a contract, which could see everybody disappointed in that post-fight post-fight interview that they have. Just very disappointed in their performances. I could see that for sure. Fucking chairs getting stuck. "30 seconds, man. Ref, get him standing back up again, dude." Miles Johns gets up willingly. Looks like he wants to swing it out. He knows how it works in a Contender Series. Misses, gets another takedown. Big punches from the top. Is he going to try to hook in another choke? No. Just gets him to turn over. He's throwing his elbows from the top. 10 seconds left. Elbows from the top like crazy. And it's obvious Miles Johns gets the win there. Santiago puts his hands up like a fucking idiot. 100% lost that. So there's that thing, yeah. I can't believe Santiago jumps up and put his hands up. I guess because he was fresh, he's trying to show Dan and them that he's not tired at all. And, he can keep going, but you just lost a fight, man. Keep your hands down. You could be fucking hyped up, ready to go, showing that you're ready to go without fucking putting your hands up. Miles Johns outstriking Santiago significantly from distance, slightly on the ground. Has one knockdown to Santiago 0 and 5 takedowns to Santiago 0. If there's anybody out there that thinks that Santiago won that fight, stop watching MMA. That's just trying to be as nice as I possibly can. If you think he won that fight, stop watching. Watch golf or something else, man. Because you just don't know. You don't know what's going on. I assume he will be disappointed as well when he gets to the back area. We'll see. He will be going to get interviewed by Lorosenko. I mean, looking so much like Jose Aldo. Like spitting image of Jose Aldo. It's crazy. Body-wise, just how his body looks, you know?
Thanks, guys. Miles, what a dominant victory. This show is all about going out there and giving it everything you've got, and you did exactly that. What's going through your mind right now?
I'm just happy to be here
See what he's got to
Well, for
say.
a wrestler, you certainly showed that you got some power in those hands. The boxing was really what got you closest to getting to the finish. Were you surprised by his chin, though?
I was surprised. That's a tough dude right there. He took some hard shots. I tore my groin in this camp like 5 weeks out, and so I've been recovering it. And I felt it pop in the second round, so that took a little bit off of my feet. But no excuses.
Ooh.
Working through, and I'm all right with my performance.
Well, that leads me to my next question.
Tore his groin.
Coach Safe said screaming at you to keep it on the feet. That was where you were having the most success. And maybe just answer my question there. Was it the groin, or were you having a little bit of cardio issues toward the end of the fight there in terms of keeping on feet and or going back to that wrestling base?
The groin definitely made the cardio.
He's a wrestler. He's constantly a wrestler. So, I mean, I guess I hear you. That's why he kept going for the takedown and shit like that. No doubt. Out of the two fights, my man Miles Johns definitely gets the nod for me, if I have to say somebody.
Do you feel like you're ready for the UFC? Do you feel like you did enough?
I feel like I could have a little bit more, but I feel like I'm ready. I feel like, yeah, I'm ready for UFC. I'll get that contract.
Miles Johns, congratulations. Go enjoy the win. Guys, back to you.
I agree 100%, man. I think he's ready, but I also think he could have did more. I think he didn't leave as much as he should have on the table, and I think that if we see any finishes at all, he won't get a contract because of the whole Dana White thinking. Next, we have Michael Lombardo taking on who we got, Kyle Dekus. Oh, 6-0, all his wins by decision. I mean, by submission. Fighting a Ring of Combat in CFFC is Kyle Dekus. 8-1, Michael Lombardo out of Jupiter, Florida. Has a win with Bellator. Other than that, just fighting on regional scene promotions here and there, you know.
Let's break a little news tonight as well. July 23rd, Tuesday. This is week 5, and this is what the fight card looks like. Bill Quarantillo.
I don't know anybody on there either.
Time on the Ultimate Fighter Season 22.
Terrence McKinney versus Alvey Edwards. Not sure, man.
At type 1 diabetes, he's still a fighter. He got a win, earned himself a chance back in. And Terrence
Not sure, man. I know we got another fight coming up that's fucking bound to be fireworks. Yeah, one guy that's trying to get it onto the ground once again. This time, I think this guy isn't just a wrestler. I think he's going to be on the ground for the finish. Former college football player is Lombardo. Kyle Dekus is from Philadelphia.
Started training about 10 years ago, and told me about it. And I was intrigued. I was interested, so I went over, tried it out for a class, and fell in love with it ever since. Having somebody there, my brother, to train with all the time, it was perfect. My brother is always going to be there to train with me, regardless of what happens. Other training guys will fight, and then they'll leave the gym for a couple weeks and then come back. I know that he's always going to be there. My amateur career was probably the biggest challenge that I had. Starting out fighting, my first 3 fights or so were at heavyweight, and I knew I needed to change. I wasn't as strong as the heavyweights where I wasn't as big as the heavyweights where I was kind of just fat. So I made a slow change. I had 10 amateur fights, and my first 3 were at heavyweight, and then I did like 2 or 3 more at 205, and then I dropped down to middleweight. And all my fights at middleweight so far have been undefeated. I'm at 6-0.
Undefeated at middleweight. Had a little bit of trouble. At a heavyweight where he started at, goes down to light heavyweight, and then once he gets to middleweight, he's undefeated.
This is a job interview to prove that I am capable of beating any middleweight in this division and becoming a champion. fight for myself. I fight to become the best fighter that I can be every single day and perform to the best of my abilities every single time. My name is Michael Lombardo. I'm 29 years old. I train out of the American Top Team in Coconut Creek, Florida.
Lombardo trains at an American Top Team in Coconut Creek.
Beach town in Palm Beach, Florida. I got in MMA because of I was a college football player, and I'd come home on the summers and for one of my workouts, I started training at a local gym called the Army in Jupiter, Florida, and Edson Barbosa was the head striking coach there. I took a couple classes, and I was like, man, I really fell in love with it, and I knew that once I was done with college football that I was going to try my hand in MMA. I trained at the American Top Team, and it's
Pretty
amazing.
cool story.
I've been training at the main gym since I was an amateur, so they allowed me to train with the pros as an amateur, so I was sparring the best guys in the world before I even had my first pro fight. So, I mean, I've definitely taken my beatings in there, and, some days are the hammer in there, some days are the nail, and that's how it goes. I think that's how you become the best. Also, the coaches there are some of the best coaches in the world, so the knowledge you get day in and day out is top of the line.
Yeah, it's a good story. He's college football. He comes home for the summer, I guess, or whatever. He tries to join a gym. The gym has a striking class. The coach of the striking class is Edson Barbosa. Bada. Decides he wants to be a fighter after college football.
Unbeaten Kyle Dawkins will look to stay that way, and you heard in the feature just now, for him, it's not about just him, it's a family affair. For more on that, here's Laura Senko.
Yeah, guys, well, Kyle Dawkins is a bit of a creature of habit. One thing, though, that has remained a constant throughout his fight career is that his brother Chris, also a professional fighter, is always in his corner. I asked him what it means to have Chris by his side tonight for such a big fight, and he said, it means everything to have him by my side. We have always imagined each other in the UFC, and this feels so close. Another habit Kyle seems to have is choking people out. All 6 of his wins have been via choke, with 3 rear naked chokes and 3 Darce chokes, which are
3 rear nakeds and 3 Darce chokes. Owns a win over UFC vet Jamie Webb.
UFC has 3 wins via Darce. That's Tony Ferguson. Kyle told me his Darce is a bit of a signature submission. He hopes to chase Tony Ferguson's record. Rather, if he makes it to the UFC, we'll see if he gets that signature win tonight, guys.
Yeah, all of these wins coming by
He's got to get a submission, man. I don't think they're looking for submission artists. Unless he could show a dominant way to get him to the ground. It's not every fight starts standing, man. If you can't hold your own standing up,
Well, we'll see if he can keep that
that's some
zero.
trouble, man.
Philadelphia's 26-year-old prospect, Kyle Dawkins.
26 years old.
He will take on, out of American Top Team in Florida, Michael Lombardo. Here's Mick Maynard on this prospect.
Michael is out of American Top Team. Is a very well-rounded game. The majority of his wins have come by finish. He likes to take it down. He's very measured approach. Likes to take it down and go for that submission. So we're happy to have him be on the Tuesday night.
Apparently he's a submission fighter too, Michael Lombardo.
His 8 pro wins, 4 coming by knockout. This is a guy who's going to blitz early and often. He's aggressive from start to finish.
5-fight winning streak, 4 first-round finishes. ATT out of Coconut Creek, Florida. Michael Lombardo, let's see it, man. Ex-college football. Question is, did he play defense or offense? According to Eric Anders, defensive players make the best MMA fighters. Not sure what that means about offensive football players, but see how this works out, man.
In the first round, and one was a finish in the third round. We'll see if we can get a highlight reel stoppage here tonight in this middleweight bout. And Kyle Dawkins is first.
Dawkins is 6'3" to Mike Lombardo's 6 foot, with a 76-inch reach to Lombardo's 72. Both weighing at 185.5. Lombardo 3 years older than the 26-year-old Dawkins. Let's see what happens here. Ooh, big right left from Lombardo. Leg kick from Dawkins. Head kick is checked. Front kick from Dawkins. Ooh, eats a right hand. What do we got? Another head kick lands right on Lombardo's elbow.
Just looking
It's only
at
going to be a couple of those till Dacus stops throwing the head kicks.
a former heavyweight, as he says. I was just
Oh, lands a big left is Lombardo.
flush.
Right left connected, definitely got his attention. Prior to that, Lombardo just pushed him against the fence. Did it back him up? Did it drive him down? Just went, get over there.
Oh, Dacus shoots on a takedown. Lombardo is able to defend it.
Where he's most comfortable.
Oh, and they separate. Back to standing. Lombardo wants to stand here.
Just on Lombardo that stopped the first takedown attempt.
Doesn't want any part of that 6'3" lanky arms and legs throwing up fucking chokes and shit.
That 4-inch reach advantage.
He's landing that left hook.
Is the fighter from Philadelphia.
Lands that straight right. Oh, overhand left. Michael Lombardo's handsing him up, man. Handsing him up. Dacus with the takedown defense.
So here's the takedown.
Lombardo has got a double leg.
Not sure it's the smartest thing. He's doing well on the feet, but certainly going to be.
He's doing very good on the feet. You need to let go of this and stand up. He has, Dacus has his, Lombardo's right leg. Never mind. Let it go. So now he doesn't have any legs. Lombardo needs to just kind of base up, separate, and start banging again, man. He was doing a great job with a stand-up.
Back to his feet is Dacus.
Dacus back to his feet. Let's see where it goes from here.
Now all the way up, but still feeling the pressure from Lombardo against the
Foot stomps from Lombardo.
His head, stick it right into the face of Dacus. But there he is doing it now. Head pressure, force him into the fence. You're going to use that head as a third hand.
Separate, man. You're doing a great job. All they're going to do, because they're both 185ers, they both probably weigh
There it is.
fucking south of 205 right now.
Yeah, well, that left arm looked to be,
They're going to get tired, man. They got to get away from, especially Lombardo. You know, it's a bigger guy. You got to hold down a bigger guy. That doesn't help you out any, you know what I mean? So, I mean, he's got to really get down up off of that clinch right here that he has before he gets it turned around. Oh, there you go. There you go. Let's throw some heavy hands in there. And the straight left, and it goes for another single leg, man. That's not what you want to do. I hear you like to wrestle now. Fucking Dacus has him in a guillotine choke.
he's got him in the butterfly guard right now, which isn't the best place to be to finish a guillotine. You've got to use the legs around the midsection so that when
It's like Dacus has a little cut underneath his eye.
torque on that neck, but he's modifying the grip here.
Now really trying to squeeze. Lombardo trying to get out.
He's on top.
And let's go with the choke.
Dacus back to his feet, but Lombardo's still wearing him.
Lombardo has his back now.
Now Dacus back on the defensive as Lombardo looks to wrap him up.
Good work by Dacus. Escape the back control. Got the wizard there.
Well, after some heavy shots thrown in the early going from Lombardo, he's
Oh, big left from Dacus on the break.
Throws another one too.
Stop engaging like this, Lombardo. You need to strike with him. Getting caught with knees now in the clinch. I would seriously hate this for Lombardo because he looks like he's the better striker. And now he gets taken down. Dacus has him in a side control. Looking up, dude.
Down the left arm.
This is where he wanted it to be throughout the entire round, but unfortunately it's about
First round ends kind of even. I mean, how are you going to call that first round there? He was doing great standing up. He gets a takedown. Able to control a little bit. Your boy Dacus is able to flip it over. Gets on top, able to do a little bit of damage from there. A couple submission attempts from Dacus. I think he would still have to give it to Michael Lombardo, but he needs to really, really, really get it together and stop going for the takedown, stop clinching, and just bang, man. He was doing a great job. Those heavy hands are landing on him, man.
Thoughts on what you heard there, Michael?
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but I said that a couple of minutes ago. Just give himself a pat on the back there. He's absolutely right, though. But he was referring to no man's land. I'm not sure if he's talking about when Dawkins had his arms wrapped around his neck, possibly because obviously that is the danger zone for him.
Throw those heavy hands, man. Throw them.
Well, not in the striking department. 3-1 in total strikes for Dawkins. Lombardo who wanted to force some wrestling. Dawkins.
Oh, nice combination there.
Sharp striking.
Yeah, Dawkins is showing the striking now. Dawkins is handing them up.
Now Lombardo swinging heavy hands back as he leans in.
Nice hands from Dawkins.
These guys are gonna make me fucking throw the whole computer, dude. Not as much Dawkins, because Dawkins is playing with what he's got, and he's coming out with better striking. So he's defeating Lombardo striking wise.
Do you take anything from the strategy of
Lombardo keeps grabbing for that for the clinch, and Dax is using it against him. Dax pushed up against the cage. Now Lombardo reverses it and gets Dax pushed up against the cage. But it's a bigger guy.
Way more shots, and of course, even though it's Lombardo looking for the takedown here, I mean that is the world of Dawkins. All of his wins have come by a submission on the ground. Of course, Lombardo has some submissions as well. He's got one choke on his record, but still, it's kind of a dangerous game to play.
Dawkins gets a reversal, and now has Lombardo pushed up against the cage. And I mean, this isn't where you want to be, which is why you don't want to be in the clinch at all. The clinch could be flipped like this, just like that. It goes from you're in control to they're in control. You're in control to their control. It flips back and forth, man, and you can't take your chances that you're going to be on the receiving end, man. So just fucking separate and throw those heavy hands. Stop getting beat to the punch, because that's what he was doing to begin the second round. I mean, that's all it takes. When you came out, you landed the first shots, bro, Lombardo. You landed the bigger shots, the first shots. And what happened? Your arms got tired because you were in those fucking clinches like we told you not to be. Me and Michael Bisping got your back. We're trying to tell you how it is, man. The Michaels stick together. You know what I mean? But you got to just fucking have Dawkins lands big knees in the clinch. Lombardo grabs a kick. He's going for a takedown. Dawkins has a fucking guillotine hemmed up. Lombardo's not going to be able to get off. He's too long. Oh, he gets it off. Fucking hell. Right as I said it, he fucking got it off him. Lombardo gets out of the choke and now is in half guard. Top of Dawkins. Decision. Are we going to get a fucking finish yet or what?
Leg all the way through, he's looking for a triangle, and here it is. He's going to put it over the shoulder, around the back of the neck.
Yep, gets the arm stuck, throws up the triangle, and he's got it.
Just like he has done for 90 seconds.
Minute and a half left.
He's going to get that head up in the air. He's going to look at the ceiling, and whatever he's going to do, Lombardo cannot let his right arm pushed across the body of Dawkins. That will allow the choke to be sunk in and more pressure applied. Again, it's 6
This being exactly right. He needs to keep his right hand to the right side. Dawkins needs to take his right hand and push it across Dawkins' body to help him out with the choke. Oh, now look at Dawkins is going to pull the choke to get on top. Elbows from Dawkins from the top, ground and pound.
There is the armbar as well. That's a good distraction. Throw those
Doc is throwing up the armbar now. Hey, he's gonna pull that. If Dawkins grabs that arm, the armbar is pulled. He went back to the triangle. That's great. Oh, back to the armbar again. Oh, Lombardo's got him in like a crunched up position. He won't be able to get an armbar out there. He's doing a great job of it. He just doesn't have enough, man. Lombardo just pushing down with too much pressure on top of it. Dawkins switches back to the triangle. Isn't going to get it. Doesn't get it. Bardo crawls out of it. Obviously lost that second round.
Yeah, that was a tough round for Lombardo.
Got his fucking ass kicked in that second round, man. It's ridiculous, dude. It's absolutely ridiculous. Dawkins is a good submission guy, man. You can't play his game. You know, I mean, you're a good submission guy too. You're this, you're that. You can't play the game, man. You can't keep going to the ground with this guy. You know, who's got better submissions? He's got better submissions than you, man. And if he gets that shit locked in, you're gonna be fucked sooner or later, man. And you keep going for the single leg. You keep going for the double leg. Get your head put in there. I mean, just not saying it, man. I'm not saying why. Why would this be his go-to? Like, why is that what he's trying to do right now? I don't understand. Doc is going to cruise himself to a win, though, here. Gonna put the phone charger in for the phone dies. Dawkins landing a smooth left hand and then getting into the clinch. Dawkins not playing games anymore. Dawkins knows where he's going to win. He knows where he's going to finish. He's not going to finish by his hands. So he wants to get to the fight to the ground because he has showed that he is very capable of finishing on the ground. He wants to show Dana that he's going to get the fight where he's capable of finishing it at. Smart idea. Head and arm choke, maybe? He's got the mount. What he needs to do is step over. That's not, I mean, that could be enough pressure, but I don't think so, dude. I think you need to step the fuck over. He's going the wrong way, dude. Lombardo is pushing you to get the choke. I hope neither one of these guys finish because neither one of these guys deserves it, man. They're both kind of. Lombardo is pushing Dawkins to the left side towards the choke where Dawkins needs to get to tighten up the choke. He's pushing him that way. Dawkins is pushing his body the opposite way. You try to get the opposite way. Nah, use his momentum that's pushing you to the right direction to get the submission. Hop over there and fuck up that choke and finish it, dude. Me and Bisping are just as frustrated as at these guys. This is ridiculous, dude. He's going to give up his back here. I get another rear naked from Dawkins. Bardo was winning that fight big time, man. Dawkins has both hooks in. If he's smart, he'll get a body triangle from the back, but he's not. He's looking to. Yeah, that's what. Why? Why are you looking to get the fucking mount so bad, dude? Yeah, there you go. Rear naked. He gave it to you, bro. That's all you gotta do is take it. He gave it to you.
Kyle Dawkins trying to squeeze one out. Let's go back to the ground. Takes it, Herzog takes it, taking a close
Minute 40 seconds left. Lombard's getting teed off on, man. Dax has got his back, looking to flatten him out. Every single time that Lombardo flips back over, he's getting teed off on in the mount. Just yanked the choke up, man. He is giving up his neck. Giving it up. Just grab the choke, man. 92-15 is the head strike count in the third round. Or maybe in the fight in general. 92-15 would be sucky for Lombardo for the whole fight. He's got the rear naked choke in now. 20 seconds left. There you go. There's the choke. Doc has got a big ass smile on. And he doesn't. Doesn't tap. Doc is very close to a finish, but definitely gets a submission win. I mean, not submit, a decision win there. I'm fucking silly because I think you've got the submission. Jesus. Ridiculous, man. 3 fights in, 3 decisions. Nobody wants a contract. Incredible, yeah. It all started because this guy did not want to stand up. Just bang. He most certainly could have. It's ridiculous, man. Ridiculous, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges scored this bout 30-25, 30-26, and 29-27. For your winner,
30-25, 30-26, and 29-27, which means one judge gave him 2 10-8 rounds, one judge gave him 1 10-8 round, and then one judge gave fucking, with all the rounds going to Dawkins for the first 2 judges, and then one judge gave Lombardo the first round 10-9. It's fucking insane, man. They come up with this fucking logic to judge the fights is insane. Just shaking my head, man. 2 fights left. Zach Zane and Justin Gonzalez, 2 guys who coming into this fight were looked at as favorites to win the contract. Other than the main event, of course, Alton Cunningham and Tony Johnson. These two were favorites here.
Thanks, guys. Kyle, talk about a dominant win. Those scorecards say it all. You went out there and dominated from bell to bell. Didn't quite get to finish, but you remain undefeated. How happy are you with this performance?
I'm happy that I won, but I could do a lot better than that. I had him in a lot of submissions that should have been able to get finished, but he's a tough guy. So
I was about to go there. I mean, you literally threw the dictionary of submissions at this guy. Were you surprised by his defense, or was it more of a case of strength?
No, I heard him like wheezing, and I was just trying to squeeze. Next thing I knew, it was slip because he get real sweaty. So I just constantly try to throw submissions there, just time from top. That way he couldn't get off any punches.
Well, some of your best work in this fight came from the clinch. You landed some beautiful knees and elbows. Was that something you worked a lot on this camp?
I just worked on a lot of defending the takedown, which obviously didn't work, but I try to come in every fight, be the best that I can be. So there's always room for improvement.
I guess if you're looking at people who were upset at their performance, it's only going to be
surprised that he was looking to force the wrestling game?
first guy.
No, we knew that he was a wrestler coming in. A lot of his wins by decision, but a lot of his videos that you see are just him wrestling. So we knew if he was going to shoot for the takedown, it was just a matter of time, and it worked out in my favor.
Well, all of your wins are via submission, and I could almost see you struggling in the last round, deciding whether I go for ground pound, I go for the submission. I always win by submission. What was going through your mind at that point?
Position first, but every time you give me the ability that he wasn't moving, and I felt heavy, I would strike. So, I mean, if the submission comes, I'll take it.
Again, enough listening to this guy. Shout out to
What's your message to Dana?
Thank you for the opportunity to fight on this series. I can do a lot better than I showed tonight, and I hope to talk to you afterwards. So,
Kyle, thank you very much. Congratulations on your win. Guys, back to you.
Thank
Shout
you,
out to
Marvel. Not a
Bisping.
submission win for the first time in his career. He does
Bisping putting on the great commentary spots.
We're at featherweight next and say hello to Hawaii's Zach Zane. He wrote out some early adversity.
8-fight win streak from Zach Zane. That's 12-7. If he's on an 8-fight win streak, that means at one point he was 4-7 before going on this win streak. He goes on 9. He goes against 9-0 Justin Gonzalez. That's Zane. Yeah, it's Zane. Oh no, that's Jason Gonzalez, isn't it? I don't know what the fuck we're looking at right now.
Guys truly battle tested.
24/7, 365.
Mandalay
There's always
Bay.
action on the Las Vegas Strip, but in the heat of the
Las
summer,
Vegas.
we turn up the temperature a bit more with everything at stake for the best fighting prospects here inside the UFC Apex. Time for the featherweights. A lengthy win streak goes against an undefeated record in our next matchup. A young man with martial arts in his blood, Zach Zane, has rebounded from a rocky start in MMA to win 8 in a row, making him a stiff challenge for unbeaten Colorado prospect Justin Gonzalez.
Colorado versus Hawaii here, guys. Mountain versus the island. Excuse me for the yawn. Excuse me for the yawn. Big 3 is back, guys.
Try this out, man. See what it's all about. Towards the end of the summer, we're about to start getting back to school. They kind of tell us, hey, there's a fight coming up. You guys are really good. And I decided it's kind of one of those things. If I do it, you do it. If you got a first round stoppage, I got a second round stoppage. Man, I never look back. My record now as a pro is 9-0. Multiple finishes. As an amateur, I was undefeated. 9-0. All stoppages. There's very few say they could run around against him. UFC contracted that all sacrifice.
Mike Taylor putting in work in the big three.
And still train.
We got to turn that on every now and then, the big three tournaments.
About to kick that door down. Run with this.
Those are good. Former Patriots running back indicted for murder, 20 felony child abuse charges. Look at this. This ain't Sony Michelle, is it? Kerry Wood. Never heard of you, but I guess you're only on the Patriots for a little while, huh? So I ain't never heard of you. Gotta pull this thing up every now and then just to make sure that it's not dead. 2 more fights. 2 more on a Tuesday. Shout out to Richard Santiago. Richard Santiago got beat up the whole fight, man. Cool guy and everything, but he got beat the fuck up. Bad. Bad. He writes, yo, he didn't finish me though. I hear you, bro. I hear you. I don't take nothing away from Santiago. It's got to take a lot to get there. You know what I mean? So you can't take anything away from him. But you did get the fuck kicked out of you by Miles Johns. So for picking, it's obviously Miles Johns there out of you two. But that's all right, 'cause we got some new fighters out here now. We got Jason Gonzalez walking to the octagon right now, followed by your boy Zach Zane. (9-0) former Division I wrestler, University of Northern Colorado, Sparta featherweight champion. What is Sparta, you guys? I don't know. Spartan MMA is the gym that I'm going to train at, but who is this guy that be training with Mirko Crow Cop, man? Satoshi Ishii? Satoshi Ishii, one of the heavyweights for PFL, who trains with Crowcut. You always see with Crowcut they do the spinning around drill where they spin, and then they come in the middle and they fight. Now he's on here playing soccer with him. Crowcut is the goalie. Eight-fight win streak, 100% finish rate, 3 knockouts, 9 submissions. Trains at a Black House MMA, Los Angeles, California. Zach Zane. I'm going to give the upper hand to Jason Gonzalez. Would not be surprised if either fighter can finish, and Be the first finish of the night. So, I mean, God willing, Alton Cunningham doesn't do nothing crazy, and Dana White only wants to get out one contract. I think one of these guys could definitely get it here. 29-28, 146-146, yada yada. Chris Tognoni is the referee. Here we go. It's game time. We're going to start or what? What the hell's the referee waiting for?
Let's go, shall we, Michael? Listen, I'm ready. I don't know if the referee and the fighters are, but I'm ready. Let's go. The commission wasn't quite ready for it. They are ready now, and so the fighters are ready.
Zane immediately takes the center of the octagon. Ooh, Gonzalez catches a kick and lands a big right hand. And they're just going to keep landing them and keep landing them. Oh, that was great. That was a great start right there. That was an amazing start as they clinch up. Gonzalez, I believe, is the more dominant wrestler here. Zane could throw some shit up from his back. He also has good submissions from the top. But Gonzalez definitely the better of the grapplers, which is the clinch game here. The putting the pressure on, that's what Gonzalez is doing here. Goes for a trip, gets it. He's in full guard. Oh, it's Zane throwing up some kind of a rubber guard here. Be careful, Gonzalez. Zane's pulling rubber guard from the back. Needs to trap one of those arms, man. Not gonna be able to get that. What the fuck is on me right now? Immediately look up for spiders. Always gotta look up for spiders, dude. Can't take no chances. Back in the clinch. Zane will just back up against the cage. Gonzalez did a great job catching that kick and throwing that right hand, and it landed, which is what started this whole chain of events here. Zane looking for the takedown now with a spinning elbow and kind of lands a little bit, throws overhand right. 2 overhand rights and misses both of them, man. He's swinging for the fences, is Zane, and he is not connecting. Gonzalez has Zane's back here. Comes around to the front. Has Zane pressed up against the cage. Knees to the leg. Elbows from the clinch from Jason Gonzalez. Another takedown from Gonzalez. He finds himself taking Zane's back and up against the cage once again. Knees to the back of the leg. They just find themselves in the same position over and over and over and over again. It just makes you wonder, are any of these guys ready for the UFC, you know? Zane sitting back. on his base, losing it. Gonzalez giving him knees and moved around to the body. What the fuck, man? More knees to the back of the leg here. Knees, knees. Shane throws an elbow while Gonzalez has his back. Lands, doesn't do much damage, didn't have enough leverage. Strong punches. He's not enough leverage for any of this to have any kind of significant power that would hurt Gonzalez. 10 seconds left in the first. I'd like to see both guys disengage and start swinging here. Not just coast out this. Oh, my lordy. Gonzalez, without a doubt, wins the first round. No questions asked, I wouldn't think. Let's see if Zane could come out second round and have some kind of different game plan. One minute. Gotta wait 1 minute. Everybody head over to Pure Evil MMA and check out my write-up on the UFC on ESPN 5. They announced a bunch of different fights for the Newark card, for the Newark, New Jersey card. And I'll go to it right now so I can read them off to you. Of course, we got Kobe Covington and Robbie Lawler in the main event. Jim Miller takes on Clay Guida. Claudio Silva versus Ramzan Aniv. Naraz I put an N instead of an H. It's an H. To edit it. I'm going to go edit it for anybody else catches it. Blog posts. Edit. I wrote not harassed. Let's see where they put this fight at. It's an H, my bad. So Hapgrass versus Joaquim Silva. Scott Holtzman versus Dong Hyun Na. Lauren Murphy versus Mauro Romero Barella. Lucy Pudilova versus Antonio Shevchenko, who's back. Little Shevchenko. Darko Stosic versus Kennedy Machuwescu. We talked about a little earlier. Gerald Mirachet versus Trevin Giles. Volkan Ozdemir versus Ilir Latifi. So lots of great things coming up in the world of Newark, New Jersey. See another one of these grappling matches, man. I think these guys are making it more and more and more obvious that Alton Cunningham is probably going to get the one and only contract here, and maybe Gonzalez can secure up a choke or something here, put his name in the hat. But Alton Cunningham comes out with an impressive performance, and I think he's got it in the bag just because of the lack of finishes that we've seen throughout the card. 5-fight card. Instead of last week, it was a 4-fight card. This time it's a 5-fight card. And these guys just they can't. This would be 4 fights in. We can't see if. Here we go. Jason Gonzalez gets a choke in. Loses it. Ground and pound from the back. Just got to switch it up, though. Those punches to the back of the head are going to get called soon. Oh, he does. He escapes. He escapes. Gonzalez charges back. You can tell Zane is visibly tired. Throws a head kick that's blocked. Flying knee that misses. Gonzalez goes immediately for the takedown once they clinch. Knees to the back of the leg there. Yeah. Jason Gonzalez gets the pull to the floor. A little over a minute left in the second round. Gonzalez obviously the winner of the second round and the first round. But only putting pressure on here at the end of the second round. Not looking for a finish. Just looking to hold on. I guess get Zane a little bit more tired. Wants to go to the fourth round to see the third round to see if he can beat a tired fighter in the third. He's got the rear naked in. Zane's fighting the hands. He did. He fought the hands great. Hands are gone. Gonzalez throwing a ground and pound over the top there. 8 out of 11 takedowns for Gonzalez. Landed almost every takedown he took, except for 3. 8's a huge number, man. Gonzalez throwing in some powerful ground and pound, man. Zane is not giving up whatsoever. Good, 2-0, man. I mean, that's all you can really say for him. He's up 2-0. What else you gonna say? That's the gist of it. 2-0, coasting his way to a decision. And if Alton Cunningham could come up with a finish, making it all but obvious who's going to get the contract. So, it's hard, man. I understand both guys want to get the win. They want to coast their way to the win, but especially for the losing gentleman, you would expect them to come out into the last round and just go bananas. Just go all out, try to get the win, you know? I'm going to check this out really quick to see how many viewers they got on there right now. Ooh, they're killing it. I shouldn't even look. That's going to hurt my pride. Big time. Man, Smoke, everybody go support Smoke and Art, man. That guy's a phenomenal artist. Make sure you go check out his art. The reason we're not talking about the fights is because we're already a minute in. This guy's already got him on the ground. Total strikes 85 for Gonzalez, 13 for Zach Zane. Was very excited to see Zach Zane on an 8-fight win streak, hoping that he could keep it going. But Justin Gonzalez, man. Colorado boys. Undefeated. Alton Cunningham, by the way, I keep saying he's got a straight path to to the contract. He lost to Bavon Lewis last year in the Contender Series, and has went 2-0 since then. But he's going against Tony Johnson, who was also supposed to get his call to the Contender Series last year, but he was injured or whatever the case was, and he fought in Bellator, won in Bellator, and he is 7-2 with Alden Cunningham 7-1. So pretty similar records, both tough guys. It's going to be a tough fight for both gentlemen. I hope that being bigger guys, they wouldn't want to get into the later rounds and get tired. They're going to want to both try to finish it really early. And normally when both fighters want to finish early, the fight's over pretty early because one of the guys is going to get their way. I guess unlike this fight, man, where it just kind of looked from jump as soon as Gonzalez caught that kick and landed that right hand that he just kind of had control. And Zane looked like he was more in a survive mode from then on out, as he gets back up. That was great. Gonzalez on his back and Zane gets up. That was perfect the way he got up just now. He gets taken back down, but I mean, that's the kind of grit he's got to have. He's got to get back up, get back up, get back up. And then if you get up there, you throw those kicks, man. You got to call it one time you were throwing a body kick. Cool, man. Throw a head kick. Knock him out. Fly a knee. Do some crazy shit and try to get the knockout, man. You're losing 2 rounds to nothing. That was 3 rounds to nothing with a little under 2 minutes left. If you don't do something now, you're going to lose. Gonzalez throwing hard knees. Coming up on a minute and a half left. He's got to figure out a way to turn him around, put him up against the cage, disengage, and then try to strike with him, man. Because although Gonzalez hurt him in the beginning, I believe that Zane is a little bit more well-diversed in striking. 11 for 14 in takedowns. Now, still only 3 takedowns that were defended. But 11 takedowns, just put that in perspective to you, 11. Just a wrestling difference, man. The difference in the skill of wrestling between the two. 11 takedowns for Justin Gonzalez, who is almost a minute away from getting a decision win, man. They separate. Gonzalez throwing the hands, knees. This is what you want, Zane. That's what you wanted. He gets taken down. $12 out of 15. Zane throws up rubber guard. I guess try to threaten some kind of triangle choke. Doesn't get it. Gonna look to get up. Get up, man. Gonzalez killing that ground and pound, man. He's all over him. All over him with knees, punches, knees to the back of the legs, and he disengages. He's going to swing. He's going to Max Holloway swing at him. Oh, shit. That's it for Zane. 3 rounds to nothing. I call that 30-27. And some judges are going to put that shit fucking we call it 10-8. They're definitely give him some 10-8s.
Several fights, including this one, you look at the total strikes, 123 to just 16. You mentioned it, a dozen takedowns, and more than 13 minutes of control time. Let's make it official here for the St.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score this bout 30-26, For your winner by unanimous decision.
30-26, 1 round, 10-8, the rest of them 10-9.
So Justin J. Train Gonzalez out of Greeley, Colorado, stays undefeated. He's now a perfect 10-0 as a pro. And again, Michael, just total domination, start to finish, more than 13 minutes of control time. Yeah, absolutely phenomenal performance.
I'm talking to Brian Kelleher now. I'm not trying to trash the takedown at all, man. Not one bit am I trying to trash the takedown. I'm just saying that, in this very situation, it's not what they want to see. They want to see you take him down, hold him down for the last 10 seconds. And although in the last 30 seconds he got a takedown, he let go of that takedown with about 12 seconds left, 10 seconds left, and started to bang because he knows that's what boss wants to see, man. That's what I got to do. It's rough. It's just a rough way to think about what has to get done versus you want to secure the win versus you have to get a finish. Just kind of let's hear what he's got to say. Hold on.
Justin,
Smiles from the kid.
Very, very dominant fight. How did this fight play out relative to your expectations?
I knew it was tough. We watched his fights, man. He's a gangster. He brings it. He's a good competitor, man.
12 takedowns.
I was ready for one.
Unofficially.
That's what he brought. Yeah. So.
Well, you certainly showcased those C1 wrestling skills. 12 takedowns, if my count is correct. But talk to me a little bit about your game plan coming into this fight in a show that really emphasizes the finish. Was that the game plan, or did that just was that how it unfolded?
We kind of focused on some things that he did, but really we don't have a game plan. It's too easy for the fight to change, too easy for things to go wrong.
Choke got hemmed up pretty tight, man. I thought that choke was going to end it.
Kind of in a shitty spot. We were not growing, and takedowns were there. He presented them, gave it to me, so I'm going to take them. I felt like I landed some big strikes in the first round, and he could have fought a little bit different after that, so had to mix it up. It is what it is.
You did land some big strikes, and it certainly showed an increased urgency in round 2 and round 3. What were some of those adjustments that you made?
I feel good. I can go another round if I had to. I could go another 2 rounds if I had to. I don't know if he could. So that's where, we start breaking people and then we start picking it up, As those guys start crumbling down, I start climbing. So, whether it's takedown, heavy pressure, landed those strikes, whatever it is, whatever I got to do, we do it. I was listening to my coaches, told me to get a little bit more explosive on some of the shots, a little bit bigger flurries. So I listened, I did what I had to do. So
you really went for it at the end there. And you said coming to this fight, pretty much no one can say that they have won a round against me. I would say that remains true. Do you think you've done enough?
I would too. He won every single round.
So 12
and 10-8 in one round.
In a fight, a 15-minute fight, I landed some good strikes. I felt like I had the choke there at the end of the second. But like I said, he's tough, man. You're not gonna be able to put him all away, but that's my goal. I want to get stoppages. I want to put people away, get in, get out, get paid. That's what I'm here for.
Justin, congrats on a dominant win. Guys, back to you.
So Justin Gonzalez is 10-0 now after a victory here on the Contender Series with a clean sweep on the scorecards and a victory over Zach Zane. Just one more fight left after appearing on the Contender Series last summer and having things not go his way.
Alton Cunningham, 100% finish rate, all by knockout. All 7 wins by knockout.
With 2 stoppage wins to get him back to Las Vegas and back on Dana White's Contender Series. He takes on a former pro boxer who's ready for what he believes will
Former pro boxer and Tony Johnson. 7-2, 3-fight win streak.
Tony Johnson.
On his way up.
Michael, give us your breakdown of what you think these guys are good at and how they stack up.
Well, listen, both of these guys are very, very good, but Cunningham is an athletic beast. Just look at him, so he gets the advantage there, 4.5. Power, I've got to go Cunningham again. Now, the clinch game, Cunningham all day. Of course, Johnson was a pro boxer, so against an MMA guy, he's going to be outscored there. But, as I said, he's a pro boxer. With the hands,
Hello.
He's got the record 10-1 as a professional
Recording.
boxer. He gets a 4.5.
You want something on record?
But this is a mixed
Why not?
martial arts fight. It's not a
Why?
boxing contest.
How come you make us?
Never wanted to spar him with just hands to
Oh,
the
good.
But when it was MMA, I hear a little birdie tells you that Cormier put it down with a head kick.
The future of combat,
Oh, that's not good.
as this place has been called by Dana White. It is the UFC Apex arrived at our
Why,
feature
he
now
watched
on
it?
season 3
Why,
of
did he
2
watch it?
of Dana White's Contender Series here on ESPN Plus.
Come on.
And with that, we welcome you back in. I'm
Come say what's up.
This man will be
Why? They always hear your voice and they don't want to see you.
tonight. He is Michael the Count Business, former UFC middleweight champion. Let's stack him up from what we've seen so far.
I heard Marley going crazy.
Very impressive performances as they've all
I
gone
like
against
it.
2 weeks of contract.
Oh, God.
We've seen several 30-26s tonight. Dana's got a tough night. He really has. Because, as I said, everybody really trying hard. But number one, 1A we'll call it. We've got it at Miles Johns. He looks like a little mini Yoel Romero. And Yoel's a rich man these days if you follow the news. So maybe they need a new...
He said Yoel Romero. I'd rather go with Jose Aldo if we're talking about Miles Jones.
1B, Kyle Dawkins. Again, looks very impressive. He was trying to get the finish, tried to go for the submission, a variety of submissions, but he couldn't get it. But as I said, it wasn't for lack of effort. In at number 3, we've got Justin Gonzalez. We just saw him there, incredibly dominant from start to finish. But couldn't get it. But I'm giving 2 contracts. 2 contracts.
Okay.
Miles Jones
As
is
of
number
now,
1.
you're giving 2.
Yeah, listen, I'm in the Hall of Fame next week. I say give out 2. Sorry, Dana.
All right.
Miles Johns, Kyle Dawkins.
I'm in the Hall of Fame next week.
Contract.
I'm giving out 2.
It's not your decision.
It isn't.
Ultimately, the bar has been set, and the opportunity is there for these
Alton
fighters.
Cunningham, Tony Johnson. Let's see. Is it going to be 1 contract or is it going to be 2?
In the feature bout. Making his return to the Contender Series, Alton Cunningham has added 2 more.
Excuse me, because I believe Alton Cunningham has any kind of
boxing experience in Tony Johnson.
an impressive performance. He's due for a contract because of what happened last season with Bayvon Lewis.
Anytime you take a loss, you have to make adjustments, right? If you don't make those adjustments, you're going to end up losing the game. You're just going to remain stagnant. And if you can't make the proper adjustments, you're just going to fold. I'm talking about applying pressure. You want to talk about applying pressure. It turned into dirt diamonds. I was at one point in a fetal position, and I had to look myself in the mirror and be like, you're not that grab it, bring it out. That's why I'm a diamond. Diamond in the rough, baby. So after that loss, we were able to go back to the drawing board, see exactly what's really going on.
He went 2-0 after the loss. So, I mean,
I've had more time in the gym. I got a sports psychologist, so I'm doing a lot more visualization. I'm getting older and I'm hungry. It says a lot that I'm back on season 3 of the Contender Series because it shows that Nick Maynard, White, Sean Shelby, those guys believe in me and they saw something in me. Last year, I deserve a UFC contract because I'm hungry.
he was doing great in that fight with Bayvon Lewis, and Bayvon Lewis started catching a rhythm, and that's why started to hinder him a little bit.
Last time I got to do all the production stuff, I was ready to go for the Contender Series, and 4 weeks before the fight, I had an injury in sparring, and I had to pull out. It was one of the worst.
4 weeks before his Contender Series fight, had an injury during sparring.
The incident, I've had 2 fights, both highlight real victories. My striking has been on point and better than ever, and the incident didn't faze me at all. Getting another chance at the Contender Series on UFC, it's like a dream come true. I got the call, and immediately I couldn't stop smiling, and it was just like back on top. Me as a person, as a fighter, you'll see that I don't quit. I come forward, I'll push through hard times, and I'll always persevere for the victory. I'm going to showcase.
I like that they saved the last fight with the boxer. There's 2 strikers in the last fight. I like it.
I'm going to execute my game, and he's going to have to make the proper adjustments in his game to my game.
It's not even the punches that's going to set me apart. It's going to be the footwork and the angles and the in and out and the stuff that you don't see from the lower level strikers.
I'm coming for him.
And we've had fight after fight after fight be grapplers and just dominant grappler versus jiu-jitsu guy or jiu-jitsu guy versus fucking jiu-jitsu guy. In one case, oh shit, did we fucking freeze for the first time?
Says about Tony.
We did.
Tony's style is perfect for the Contender Series because he's not going out there to wrestle. He's going out there to knock someone out.
Says the wrestlers are fucking
In
Daniel Cormier.
Don't expect wrestling from Tony Johnson, who told us in his feature shoot, I despise wrestling, and I defend it every
I despise wrestling.
so I expect to stand up for it to show what I'm best at.
10-1 in pro boxing. Trains at AKA in San Jose, California, same as Cormier. No wrestling for him. BJ Penn fights strip club bouncer in the street. Cops called. Headlines, guys. Headlines.
Excellent footwork, good lateral movement, good face, good head movement. It was the real deal with the hands, but of course, this is boxing.
That's right. So Tony Johnson, who narrowly had a chance last year, could not take the fight because he got injured. He is in the octagon and ready for the Contender Series this year against all business and all the confidence you can have out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He is all
Dana White Contender Series. Born Memphis, Tennessee. Alton Cunningham. Alton the Bowman. Let's follow him right now. And follow Alton Cunningham right now before everybody jumps on the train.
I said it's funny because now a lot of the people that used to bully him at school, they're his biggest fans. They're all working in McDonald's and things like that.
James Lynch. Everybody fucking message James Lynch that knows James Lynch. Tell him to fucking unblock me. For a childish ass shit he blocked me for a long time ago because I spam my videos in conversations. I want people to see my videos, so I post when there's a lot of people tagged. I post a video on there. 0 people I've ever met have problems with me tagging my videos in their conversations, except for James Lynch being a fucking crybaby. We got the same last name, bro. We family at some point down the line. This fucking guy blocks me on Twitter. Everybody comment to this guy and tell him to fucking unblock me. He ain't even got to follow me. We don't got to follow each other and no shit like that. Just fucking unblock me, yo. He posts some good news sometimes, and I want to be able to read the goddamn articles about the fighters that I like, the fighters that I'm cool with. I want to see the articles you write about them instead of being blocked. I can't see shit that you post, bro. It's some bullshit. Over some fucking crybaby ass shit, man. Grow up. Cunningham coming out with the jab. Leg kick for Tony Johnson. Oh, Tony Johnson lands a right hand and stuns him. And stuns him with a flying knee. Cunningham going for the takedown, which gets defended. Oh, big right hands from Tony Johnson. Oh, my God, Tony Johnson. Big punches to the body. Holy hell. Knees in the clinch. Jeez. Oh, jeez. Just big head kick. Tony Johnson's teeing him up, man. I said all that Alton Cunningham shit, and then look at Tony Johnson teeing this guy up. Right hands landing. Cunningham gets a takedown. What happened to those defending the takedowns, Tony Johnson? What happened? Jeez, man. Share it, bro. Appreciate it, Eddie. You the man. I don't know why, but it's making me block that comment that said you're going to share it. Fucking weird. What's happening, man? You watching the fights? You like Alton Cunningham? Or you like Tony Johnson? Because Tony Johnson's putting on a fucking show right now. Busting Cunningham's ass. Cunningham getting all close to takedowns again. Oh, Johnson separating. And a big uppercut. Cunningham pushing him across the cage. Looking for a trip. Not going to get it.
Interesting note is that Johnson has only had 2 MMA fights since 2013, so
Johnson's only had 2 MMA fights since 2013. I guess spending most of his time with the pro boxing. But 2 fights in 6 years. And coming out and just rocking Alton Cunningham. Cunningham coming with a nice combination right there, landing every punch. Let's see. Somewhat of a back and forth first round. Cunningham really trying to load up there with the big punches. Too much of his dismay, I believe. They get into the clinch again. Cunningham hasn't pushed up against the cage.
But he might get super knocked out if he's not careful.
I thought Cunningham was a great striker, man. I thought this was going to be a great striking display. But you see Tony Johnson come out and just start laying those hands on. Cunningham wants nothing to do with that shit. Knees in the clinch. Tony Johnson proud himself in before the fight started, saying that there's not a takedown he can't defend. He's already been taken down once. Let's see if it happens. Oh, Cunningham landing good combinations here, up close. Oh, Tony Johnson landing a big right hand over the top. Holy hell, man! Holy hell!
Some craziness early on in this one. Cunningham took a big shot early, but has gathered his wits about him.
He has now. He's got him pressed up against the cage. It looks like Tony Johnson might have a small cut on his cheek, on his right cheek. Knees to the body for Johnson. Uppercut lands. A little bit of dirty boxing for Tony Johnson. I don't think he's going to be able to get a takedown from here, man. The only reason he got the takedown the first time is because he countered one of Tony Johnson's right hands with the double leg. Kind of gave him no choice but to give up the takedown. Oh, shit. Big knee from Cunningham. Cunningham keeping that crazy pressure on up against the cage. He's not letting him off the cage one bit. He just can't get Cunningham off him, man. Cunningham's like a fucking spider monkey, dude, just staying on him. He's actually clenching his hand. Oh, gets the takedown. Gets the takedown. Oh, right back up is Tony Johnson. Tony Johnson is swinging the lights out when he gets up. 10 seconds left in the first round. Cunningham's going to let loose a little bit. That's a hard round to judge. Really hard round to judge. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, dude. Alton Cunningham's right eye is fucking shut. Fucking shut, dude. Looks like it's not all the way shut. He still has a little bit of vision coming out of it, but I definitely think the doctor is going to be in here to look at this. This could mean bad news for Alton Cunningham. Imagine he loses the way he did to Davon Lewis the first season, and now this season it fucking ends because of a mouse over his right eye, because he was getting clipped big time. Oof, right on the button, dude, and Cunningham started backing up. And it looked like Cunningham was putting the pressure on. Cunningham was pushing, had Tony Ferguson on his back foot. Not Tony Ferguson, Tony Johnson on his back foot. And, ooh, doctor's in. What do we got? Doctor tells him, hey, man, you want to die, Glad?
No, but it's certainly looked better. Right. Just a flesh wound now.
It's swollen.
Oh, it's swole as fuck, dude.
Jason Herzog gets going for the second round.
That was a great
Round. Alton Cunningham still with the pressure. Keeping Johnson on his back foot here. And then once again back into the clinch. I don't really get it, though. I don't understand.
It's not a bad idea. You would think fighting a boxer, try and take him down. The problem with that is trying to get the takedowns is just so exhausting. Johnson has great takedown defense.
Just getting himself tired. He already lost a striking exchange. He's got his eye damn near shut, so he doesn't want to strike with him anymore.
He's having a hard time getting the control. Johnson works his way back up.
Fuck, man. I had high hopes for Cunningham coming into this one. Now Tony Johnson's just landing punches, short punches, but just punches on top of that mouse. to the right eye of Alton Cunningham and just keeps laying it in there, laying it in there, laying it in there. And that thing is swole the fuck up, man. He's got that Donald Cerrone looking eye. Every time he defends a takedown, he comes back up with that little short left hand to the eye. Oh, and they break him. No bullshit, man. Referee says no bullshit. You strike with this motherfucker. Goes for the takedown again. You're not going to get it, dude. Ref's just going to end up stopping it once again. Elbow from Tony Johnson over the top. This is not going the way I thought it would. Mad proud of Tony Johnson, though. I know a lot of people, including myself, didn't even give Tony Johnson another look. They thought this was going to be all Alton Cunningham here. And Tony Johnson he's got those hands, man. He's got those power in the hands. And that precision. That's the reason he caught him in that first punch right on the nose and wobbled him was because of the precision, like the location that he put that punch at. Stunned the fuck out of Cunningham. You just seen Cunningham blink his eyes and step back 3 steps. Definitely caught him by surprise. Cunningham with another takedown attempt, doesn't get it. Oh, Tony Johnson with a big right hand again. Every time they separate, Tony Johnson's getting the better of those strikes. Oh, I think Tony Johnson's winning these dirty boxing exchanges, man. He's landing not heavy punches. They're like small strikes, but he's landing strikes onto that mouse on the right eye of Cunningham. He's throwing uppercuts. He's throwing wraparound right hands to hit him in the right eye. Pretty much just targeting that eye, man. Which some people would say is fucked up. You attack the injured eye. You just want to stop the fight by injury. But, dude, he made his eye like that. Without a doubt. It's a product of what he did. It's not like the dude had a pre-existing eye condition. He just attacked his eye because he knew about his pre-existing eye condition. He fucked his eye up, and now he just keeps going to it. I don't think it's fucked up at all. And bless, believe me, if I'm ever in an MMA fight with you and I hurt you with a leg kick, you can expect 10, 15 more leg kicks coming behind it, man. I'm not going to stop throwing leg kicks because I see you limping on your fucking leg out of your mind. You attack it, man. Yeah, he did. He got the takedown, but he landed it, and he hopped right back up, so he wasn't down for very long whatsoever. Gets up and lands some good punches in the dirt boxing. Although, if we're talking about control and we're just basing the round off control or scoring it like that, it's definitely got to be 1-1. And you would think both guys want to come out and finish, not just do this whole hang out on top of you up against the cage trying to get a takedown bullshit that Cunningham's doing. You would think he would want to go for the finish as well in the third round. Or we're probably looking at Miles Johns getting the contract here. Could be seeing a Tony Johnson by stoppage, doctor stoppage. See what the doctor's got to say when he comes in and checks out his eye after the round is over, but that is not looking good, man. Not looking good one bit. That eye is fucking huge. And towards the end of the round, we actually seen a little bit of blood starting to come out of the corner of that eye, which could just be the hematoma leaking, but you would hate for that to be serious damage to the eyeball itself or the eyelid or anything really to do with the eye. You would hate to see that damage being done there and it not just be that hematoma bleeding. Doesn't even look like the doctor's going to give him a look. Oh, here he is. Doctor's going to give him a look now.
Fantastic.
Doctor with one more look on Alton Cunningham's right eye.
Really, really good corner work by both guys there. Both corners. Alton saying, listen, we need to finish.
How did the doctor just pass him to come out again?
Let's get the takedown.
He's got one eye. He definitely has one eye. If you're Tony Johnson, you just want to keep circling to your left, his right. Just keep circling, and throw that left hand. You know, that right hand is the power punch. That right hand is what's landing on him. Just keep circling to the left. Keep throwing that left because he can't see it. There's no way he could see it. And you could see some type of urgency coming out of Tony Johnson. He's trying to. Oh, he gets taken down again. That was a good takedown. Gets back up immediately. Eating some right hands, eating a knee on the way up. Looks like Alton Cunningham may get this win. It's getting taken down, takedown. He got another takedown. Oh, shit. Oh, we're going to see a fucking Tony Johnson, the boxer, throw up a goddamn triangle choke. I really want to see Tony Johnson get a contract because I'd love to see his boxing. I think they're at 205. His boxing in the light heavyweight division in the UFC would be awesome to see. I believe, especially with guys like Anthony Smith, Thiago Santos, Blachowicz is in the light heavy. John Jones. I mean, I don't want to throw John Jones at this kid too early. But damn, I mean, these boxing type of styles go hand in hand with all these fighters, man. It would be a great fight with all these fighters just to have them fight boxers, strictly boxer. That doesn't want to go to the ground. That's great takedown defense. I mean, we've seen this guy go for, I have to say, at least 15 takedowns this fight, and has landed what? A handful, maybe? 4 or 5? Great ground and pound from the top. Johnson's going to try to get back up, and he does. Eats a knee on his way up, but gets back up. And now what he needs to do is he needs to somehow get this fucking guy off him, separate so he could use his hands, man. Use that box, and he gets an underhook on the one side. Oh, throws a big elbow over the top. Looking to fight the hands. Elbows over the top still. Huge double leg attempt from Cunningham. Doesn't get it. Now they're just resting, man. Resting to see which one of the little guys is going to get a contract, because neither one of these guys gets a contract this way. This third round doesn't end and somebody finishing somebody, I'm going to tell you right now, Alton Cunningham, I don't think, from what we know last week with Brandon Logren, I do not think you get a contract for this fucking takedown bullshit over and over and over and over again, where you didn't even land 50% of your takedown. You know what I mean? You landed less than 50%. Oh, we eat a big left hand. If we seen these guys separate and fight separated, I think Tony Johnson knocks. If they weren't allowed to take down, if this was a knockout mode in the UFC 3, I think Cunningham gets knocked out within like a minute, dude. Every single time they separate, Tony Johnson hurts him with some kind of punch. 13 takedown attempts, he only lands 3. So way less than half of the takedowns he attempted has he landed. Referee should. There's a minute left. We want to see some action, man. They're doing the same bullshit. Separate them, dude. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Yes. There you go, buddy. Now, do not let this fucking guy get close to you. Throw it. As soon as he gets close, throw that shit. Throw that shit as soon as he gets close, bro. Do not let him get close to you. Don't wicky-ass leg kick. Oh, nice. Nice. Oh, man, they get back in the clinch, but those are some good punches that he threw, man. That was good. That was a very good attempt. He's doing very good trying to separate. Big right hands over the top, left hands. He is trying to put him away, man. Got to give it all to Tony Johnson. He's obviously not going to get a contract because he's going to lose the fight by decision. And even if he won the fight, I think if he didn't finish, Dana White would tell him, hey, man, you're a great striker. You're going to be good in the UFC one day, just not today because, you got to learn how to deal with the clinch game. You got to learn how to deal with the grappler that doesn't want to box you. And if this is what's going to happen every time you fight a grappler, we'll bring in the UFC, we'll throw you up against 2 or 3 grapplers, and that'll be that. You know what I mean? They end the fight swinging for the fences, man, but I think that's going to be Alton Cunningham, 29-28 on all 3 cards, unanimous decision. I do not think he gets the contract.
The majority of the fight was up against the fence, fought in the clinch, but it was still pretty exciting. Both guys landed big shots.
It was. I thought it was very exciting. Take nothing away from Cunningham if he wins that fight. It was a great win for him. I just feel like, man, Tony Johnson was so good at striking, he didn't want to strike with him. Boom! Right on the fucking button, dude. Stumbled him. Took like 3 steps back. Never wanted to strike the rest of the time. The head kick landed over the top. I want to see what strike. Yeah, big right hands. I want to see what strike is the one that fucked up his eye. We haven't seen that. You haven't slowed that down enough to catch his eye's fine, and then he gets hit and his eye's not fine. You know what I mean? We haven't seen that. It'd be interesting to see what strike fucked his eye up like that. Dana's out, though. They don't even care about who won that fight. He's fucking out. That's it for us, guys. Let's see. Let's get I'll tell you who won. We'll go over who won the contracts on Twitter later. You catch us on Twitter, the barbecue pit _live.
All 3 judges score this bout 29-28. For your winner, by unanimous decision, Tony Johnson.
All 3, 29-28 for Tony Johnson is the winner. That's what I'm talking about. Give my dude Tony Johnson a fucking contract, dude. I love it, bro. I love it. They only gave T. Johnson boxing. I'm following you, bro. You deserve a follow. T. Johnson boxing. You deserve a follow. Out of everybody that I follow, holy hell, dude. That's insane, man. Really is. He lost the fight. I'm not gonna lie. He definitely lost the fight. But I feel like the judges gave him the win because they said, all right, if we give Cunningham the win, he's definitely not getting the call. If we give Johnson the win, it's going to make it very hard for Dana to decide who's going to get the contract if there's only one. If there's 2 contracts, he obviously gets one. And so does maybe it's him and Miles Johns. But he gets to win 29-28 across all 3 scorecards, that's exactly what I said, 29-28 over 3 scorecards. I said it was going to Cunningham. It should have. It went to Tony Johnson, which likely means that Tony Johnson's going to get his call to the UFC. We're out for now. I'm not too sure if we're doing a live campaign video this Saturday or the next Saturday. I'll have to update you guys next Tuesday. If there's not one this Saturday, if there is, make sure everybody takes a look at the YouTube channel. On Saturday, Friday, coming up, we'll be in that with Twitter, all that shit. We'll be making all our announcements. So come check us out. Meet us here on Saturday. Obviously, check out the new poster. We'll go up a little bit so you can see their faces and shit. $100 they wanted signed by everybody. Go fuck yourself, UFC. I love you, man, but $100, $40 for a T-shirt. Get the fuck out of here. Crazy. Mad fun at UFC Greenville. UFC Minnesota is coming up this weekend, followed by UFC 239, Jones Santos the week after that. So exciting couple of weeks coming up of MMA. And we'll see you soon, man. Keep your eyes out. The barbecue pit. Next time.